Are you thinking about running Facebook ads? Before you spend your first dollar on there, watch this video because I'll make sure that you avoid those pitfalls that will make you waste your entire spend. In this video, I'll share with you what you must understand about Facebook ads to avoid burning through your budget. And by the end, I will make sure that you will be set on the correct path so that you will inevitably see success if you follow these steps. So let's get right into it. So the first key mistake that I usually see when I take over a client's ad account and have a look through, maybe I make an audit or something, is that I usually see that tracking is actually not correct. What does that mean? So that means that the pixel, which is picking up your users' actions on your website, what actions they might take, like if they click add to cart, they go on your website, and if they provide you with their email address, that is actually not tracking. And if that's not tracking, well, Facebook will have a rather hard time finding other customers who look similar to your average characteristica of that person. And then you'll have an incredibly tough time scaling because it really comes down to the right data for Facebook to be able to find more people that are similar to the customers that purchase from you. So what do you need to do to be able to have right tracking? Well, first of all, usually my clients are on Shopify. Here we would download the Facebook and Instagram app. We would connect to our ad account. And in there, it is incredibly important that in the settings for the pixel that you put it on Shopify to maximum. Furthermore, you also need to go inside of the settings in the events manager on Facebook, go to the settings, click on automatic advanced matching, click show more. And in there, you need to click on all of the different parameters such as email, IP, gender, city, all of these things, because then the pixel will be able to pick this up on your customers. The next thing that I would recommend for you to do is if you have email lists or you have a lot of data of website visitors and audiences such as this, like if you have a list of the past 60 days of the people who have purchased, we usually take this data directly from Klaviyo. Then we sync this in the integrations through Klaviyo onto Facebook, and in there we then set our defined audiences. So we give Facebook the data that it needs to be able to find, okay, these are the people who have purchased from us in the past 60 days. These are the people who have signed up for newsletters, visited our website, engaged with us on Instagram, and so on. This helps Facebook tremendously in terms of finding more people similar to your audience. The second thing that I want to talk about is when you run Facebook ads, you need to understand the difference between the messaging in the features and the benefits. So for features and benefits, there's many ways that you can describe this. Here, for example, I'm holding a book of a client of mine that I've had. This is Oliver the Ornament. This is a book. It's a Christmas book for the families that you can read through with your kids and give them a very interesting story about Christmas and different ornaments that the story talks about. Well, I can describe this is a book, it has so many pages, it's made of this is what it's about. Or the benefits, oh, it will bring your family together, it will get people together around the Christmas tree, your kids will love it, it can be a bedtime story, you can have an amazing time with them, you can share amazing values with them, and so on. Like, because it talks about like the Christmas love and all of these things, and it's just perfect for parents who are looking for a great bedtime story for kids, right? The same thing goes with, for example, if you have a crossbody strap where you can attach your phone, like Save the Girls, one of our clients, well, you can have a crossbody strap, or it can be a chain and it clips to your phone and it's made of this material and so on. But those are just like the features of the product, and it has an insert that clips in your phone case. But what are the benefits? Well, the benefits for our audiences is that they can be hands-free when they're out and about. They don't have to think about losing their phone, having it be stolen. They don't have to put their phone in their bra, which can lead to breast cancer, right? So we're talking to them about the benefits of using this product. Like, you can be hands-free. You don't have to remember your phone. If you're a busy mom, this is just amazing, right? And the same thing goes for example, if you're selling plants. Well, what are the difference between like a live plants versus faux plants? Well, a live plant, you have to water them, you have to put them in sunshine, maybe they're toxic for your kids, maybe they're toxic for like animals, they're messy, it invites bugs in. Well, what are the things that make a faux plant more attractive? Well, non-toxic for pets. It's not messy. You don't have to give it water constantly. So if you're traveling, that's really nice. And it opens your room, makes it more warm to have greenery inside of your house. So those are like some of the things that we're playing on. Like, oh, you want an amazing room, you want people to come over, you don't want to have the hassle of having to think about, oh, I need to water, I need to give it sunshine and all of these things, because a lot of people might be traveling, or it might be an Airbnb home, but they still want the greenery inside, right? So you can have the features of like, oh, it needs water this amount of times, it needs to be in sunshine, it's this type of plant, this is how it smells, or something like that. Or you can have the features of the faux plant, like this is what it's made of, this is the material, it's plastic or whatever, right? But it's the benefits that get people to take action, explaining the case for them, the pain points that they might have around plants. Oh, I never water my plant and it always dies on me. Well, you should probably try having a faux plant, right? So that is, again, super important for the messaging to be correct, to be able to understand the difference between features and benefits. And that also goes into understanding your audience and doing your due diligence on understanding their needs. If you're doing research on your customer avatar, well, you want to understand what excites them, interests them, what desires they have, also what fears and pains they have. So for example, for women wearing that crossbody strap, well, that might be that, you know, they're scared of losing their phone, they don't know where to put their essentials, they are very busy on the go, they need something that just, you know, that they don't have to think about. If they are out on concerts, I mean, they don't want to lose their wallets. It's very important that it's RFID protected, so people can't just steal their credit card information through it. And it's the same with the plants. Like what excites people about the plants? Well, it's they don't have to water it, right? Like people are scared of buying a plant and it dying on them and it inviting bugs in, and they have to have all of these things that they have to think about. But if it's a faux plant, well, it's gonna keep up great. It's gonna, yeah, of course it's gonna be a little bit different, but it's gonna keep up great. It's not gonna be toxic to the pets, no allergies, no need to watering, no sunshine, and it can look truly amazing. And that's usually what excites people, right? And that avoids their pain points. And that is something that we need to address, because I know, for example, for myself, I mean, I have faux plants at my home, right? And I would not remember to water it if I had real plants. Like that's just not something that really interests me too much. I want the greenery, but like I would probably forget to water it. And if I'm traveling, sometimes I go to the States to visit my clients as well, and yeah, you know, I would not be able to water it. The third thing that I want to talk to you guys about when going into Facebook ads is having to build a content machine. So it's not gonna be as stressful as building a content machine for TikTok ads, because for TikTok you need incredible amounts of content and you need to probably also work with affiliates and so on. But I would still say, like, for our biggest clients, we're launching 50 plus ads almost a week, right? That's a lot of content. That's videos, that's images and all of that. They're spending above $10,000 a day, right? So that's why they need this volume of content. But if you're in the beginning, I would still say like 5 videos, 5 images a week. That's, you know, put some love and effort into. You're testing different angles, different environments, different hooks, different call to actions, all of these things. It's gonna be so important. If you have, what is it, like, I mean, just this book here, right? If you have this book, like, what could be a hook for that? Are you tired of everyone sitting on their phone doing Christmas? Like, no, this is how we brought our family together around the Christmas tree this December. Hooks like that, you know, it's talking to the parents like, oh, I would love to sit around the Christmas tree with my kids and like read them this bedtime story about the ornaments and so on. And it's the same with all of the other products. Like, you need to communicate with people, you need to test what resonates with people. If it's like, are you tired of losing your phone? It's tired of not being hands-free? Like, this is the perfect essential when you go to a concert, whatever it might be. And you have to build this content machine, because that's really what's gonna allow you to scale. If you just put a couple of images, like stock images that you just received from somewhere together, and you try to test that, well, you're not gonna really see those results that you're looking for. So that's just something to look out for. And also nowadays, the way to really test is also going to be through your content, because if you're showing a 20-year-old girl in the videos that you're going to be running ads on, well, the likelihood is that it's going to be targeting women because you're showing a women, it's probably going to be in a younger demographic because the girl is also younger. And if you're calling out real estate agents Marbella, right, in your ad, well, you're gonna have a much likelihood to reach those people because Facebook's gonna transcribe your video and use all of the keywords and then match it towards what you're talking about and what is in the video. So that is really the new way in 2025 to actually test your ads and to target properly. Now, when you have this dialed in and you have your ads running, you're able to test these things. Once you're meeting your KPIs, and it might be different from client to client, some have a break-even ROAS of 150, some at 2, some at 2.3, whatever it might be. But when you're reaching that point where you're above your break-even ROAS, you're able to scale further. And also some clients, I mean, they need to take into consideration their LTV, lifetime value. That's going to be super important, and also their average order value. But you need to take these things into account. And once you get to that point where, okay, we're spending $100, we're getting $300 back, well, we want to increase our spend and get a higher volume. Okay, well, you can start increasing your budget by 20% every day that the KPIs are met. If it's a little bit more inconsistent, I usually would do 20% every 2 to 3 days. That's usually how we like to scale ad accounts. And over a period of 1-2 months, we're going to scale this ad set up, and we usually separate it into a testing campaign and a winning campaign, and we're moving the winning ads into the winning campaign where they're able to then take from that spend. So that is usually how we would go about scaling that, and we need to make sure that our KPIs are dialed in before we start scaling the budgets. So if you're just at your break-even ROAS, I would probably hold off just a little bit before scaling your budgets further. And the last thing that I would recommend you that you never do is to alter an ad set or an ad or a campaign once it's running and it's performing well for you. If you have that ad that is actually doing like a ROAS 3 or something like this, and you spend a couple of $1,000s over the past 45-60 days, and you go in and you alter the ad set, you alter the targeting, or you change that ad that was performing, well, you're gonna reset the whole learning phase of that ad set, and you might actually just end up not even having an ad set that's gonna work anymore because it's gonna lose all the data that it has accumulated throughout this period. So what we always need to do is, if you want to launch a new ad set, you duplicate the ad set and you make the changes in the new ads that are then in that ad set without touching what is already working. It's very important. What you can do is only do the 20% rule, and it goes up. Also, if results drop, you can take it 20% down. That is not meeting the KPIs, but that is how you scale ads. So that's very important to remember. Running Facebook ads is not as easy as back in 2018 when you could just put something together and it would probably most likely 80% of the time turn a profit just because of the amount of competition and the lack of GDPR rules. So you had really great data on people. So if you're an e-com brand owner, your time is far better invested into actually running the business and probably leaving running the ads to people who do this every day. And if you'd like me to help you do that, click on the first link in the description, and I'd love to sit down with you and see how it could help you. Profit on ads has helped a dozen of brands scale and bridge that gap in their paid ad strategy. And I'm sure that we could help you too as well. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe. And as always, I hope you have an amazing day, and I hope you learned something. Bye-bye.